Hey guys and gals, it's Andrew and welcome back to another MOC showcase, and today we're going to be taking a look at a locomotive that has become very popular on this channel. It is also my favorite steam locomotive because of a certain Christmas movie that millions of 2000s kids, including me, grew up with. I am of course talking about the real Polar Express itself, Pere Marquette 1225. I would like to thank you all so much for all the support on my Polar Express / Pere Marquette 1225 videos. Ever since the first version of my 1225 MOC was unveiled, it's taken viewer popularity by flippin' storm. But because of how the model has aged, as I developed newer and better techniques for building LEGO steam locomotives, it was only fitting in any way that I did a complete rebuild on it and got what's possibly my best model to date, which is June the 8th of 2021. I know that's early. The old model was very basic, crude, and more Mikado-sized than Berkshire-sized. I take the term Berkshire-sized seriously because 1225 is a 284 or Berkshire type, and not a 282 Mikado. In fact, my old 1225's overall length was a few studs shorter than my big boy when it was tenderless, and taking into account that a tenderless big boy is 80 to 85 feet long, and the real 1225 is 101 feet long overall, I knew something had to be done. My 1225 rebuild, or 1225 2.0, has a longer everything than the old one. Boiler, firebox, frame, trailing bogies, and tender. They're also more detailed and far less crude than the original. In fact, the entire model has more details than its original form. Let me show you its features. The locomotive by itself is 53 studs long and 82 studs long overall. The tender's frame, so not including the extra 2 studs length of both couplers, is 27 studs long. The top of the boiler has details such as the turret casing, sand dome, and steam dome complete with a single-piece whistle, along with a feed water heater. The front of the locomotive contains various details such as the start of the running board, cow catcher, the headlight with the bottom number plate, top number plates flanking the bell, and those top gray panels, whatever they do on the real locomotive. I haven't bothered to make the 1225's real cow catcher yet, but I have bothered to just use a simple one-piece LEGO cow catcher like in the Polar Express. Fitting the running board was the trickiest part of building the locomotive, as the bulk and width of the boiler, which is a bit more than 6 studs wide, made it too wide to fit the plates horizontally upright. But I solved the issue by attaching it sideways at 90-degree angles against the boiler, while held in place via the firebox studs and a bracket with extra plates, along with a pair of tile clips and 1x2 handle and clip plates. Like most 1225 MOCs, I opted to go with a smokebox door consisting of a 6x6 round plate, a 4x4 round with a 2x2 round hole, and a round 2x2 with a centered stud to mount the headlight. The chassis consists of LEGO-made driving wheels spaced 4 technicals apart in order to make the model long enough to not have the same size comparison problem to my big boy as the old one. It also features more cylindrical air tanks, more convincing Baker valve gear, and more promising cylinders. Like my Scotsman and Selkirk, the cylinders are connected to one another using a 6-length Technic axle held in place with Technic bricks and 1x2 bricks with a cross hole in between. This keeps the cylinders from bending and jamming the rods. Like my big boy, the boiler's skeleton is made mostly out of plates and Technic bricks. The outer shell consists of 4 stud wide plates with 2x2 and 2x4 curved slope pieces on top. The plates in between the skeleton and slopes help make the boiler bulkier so that a 6x6 round plate for a smokebox door isn't oversized for it. The locomotive also features various cab details and a simple 2-man crew using the best minifigs I have. The tender is also more detailed than the original, featuring angled doors like on the real 1225 and a coal load made up of loose black pieces. This makes it a great place to store loose black pieces such as 1x1 and even 1x2 tiles or plates. The valve gear on both sides is held in place with an 8-length axle, so turning it on one side means the gear on the other side also moves with it. Last but not least, even without any gears, the locomotive is a very smooth runner. I barely need to put any weight on it. The only thing that's missing now is my rake of Polar Express coaches, which I plan to rebuild as early as late October or mid-November of this year, just in time for Christmas. I have a link in the description to a post on my Patreon page containing the file I used to design my 1225. The file also features 4 additional alts. Don't worry, I won't rebuild my original into the Christmas alt this time. However, you will only be able to see the post and get access to the file if you are a Patreon of mine. I set this post this way to help protect my work from being plagiarized, so anyone who dares will have to pay some money just to get access. And if you do end up copying my work or basing your work off of mine and post it online, please credit me. But for a warning, if I find too many people copying my work and not crediting me, I will take the post down and not post my design files online anymore. That's excluding simple tutorial ones. I know that it's 5 months too early to build such a locomotive to prepare for the Christmas season, but investing in parts for a new locomotive takes a lot of time and money out of my days and wallet. Not to mention that while I was building my Flying Scotsman, I had to steal a lot of green parts off of my old Christmas painted 1225, so I wouldn't have to make as many orders for the sake of my wallet. Plus, I was getting ready to retire and dismantle it for better purposes, including this rebuild. I can wait a few months before making a new Polar Express coach or two, but because of how expensive doing such a thing is and how careful I am with my money, I only get to make a few MOCs and showcases each year. So hopefully you can have some patience with me. But hopefully you enjoyed my video. If so, like or even subscribe to my channel to see more Steam Locomotive related content. And don't forget to activate notifications if you are subscribed. I am almost at 1,000 subscribers, so I highly encourage you do so. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again in whatever kind of video I upload next.